As we start a repair video, since well, we just don't do very many of those around here. Wink wink. Before us are three things that Kenneth sent me to do a little work on. For starters, here we have this 923 knuckle coupler box car. The IC box cars, I should have looked this up before I started the video, but these had a long run. Flyer made these for a very, very long time. I know they came out first with link couplers, then there's a couple different numbers for them too. I don't think they went to 5-digit, but I could be wrong. Anyhow, this poor guy has a problem hanging on to one of its axles, so we're going to work on that a little bit. He also has a busted coupler, and just the one right hand side there is nipped off a little bit right here. So, well, I don't know. Oh, that might be, oh, that one's broken on that guy. So that might be, I don't know, let's see if that's enough to keep the cars together. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably should have a new coupler there. And then, as I mentioned already, similar to this, on this guy here, we've got a coupler that either needs a couple components or needs to be fully replaced, and it needs an axle as well, as the side frames, they look like they're okay. Sometimes these get loose. These do not appear to be loose. But anyhow, explore that in the course of time. And then, last but not least, is this guy here. Number 307 Atlantic. And again, for those of you that are newer to American Flyer, you'll hear me use certain names for steam engines, and those names are based on something called White's nomenclature, W-Y-T-E-S, I believe. And basically, he came up with a series of names based on the amount of wheels on a steam engine. In this case, we have 4 wheels up front, oftentimes called a pony truck. We have 4 drive wheels, and then we have 2 trailing wheels. This would be called a 4-4-2, and the English name for this engine is the Atlantic. And so, anyhow, this is Atlantic. It was produced by American Flyer between 1954 and 1957. It came in 3 variations. They are all very, very common. And basically, with this engine, you got a headlight, but no smoke and no choo-choo. It does have pull more tires up here, and these are die-cast drivers. So even though the shell is plastic, you do get some decent pulling power with a guy like this. And for those of you that are curious, Type 1 had a jack panel back here. Type 2 was hardwired like this one is, so this is a Type 2. And Type 3s had a 2-position reverse unit on the back of the motor versus a 4-position in the tender. And so there you have it. All of these had a plastic tender, centered side frames, and a knuckle coupler. So very good standard workhorse of an engine. And so let's see what we can do here. Kenneth said that it runs but slowly. Oh my, that's wide open forward. Let's see, do we have a reverse here? Go ahead and throw the reverse lever, or lockout lever. Guess not too interested in going reverse. So anyhow, got some investigations to do here. Now, just for kicks and giggles, if you're watching this and you're starting to, the wheels are spinning, you're thinking, okay, what would cause an engine to run slowly? That's the great question. So be thinking about that. And when we come back, we'll do some investigation, and maybe you'll figure out that you're pretty smart and may know how to solve some problems with these guys. So, all right, I'll bring you back shortly. All right, Ken, just a real quick visit here. Your cotter pin is doing a good job, but I'm going to go ahead and put a proper rivet with insulator in there for you. Your reverse fingers, well, I thought they had holes in them. They're just super thin. They don't actually have holes through them yet, but they are so close. It is, yeah. If I were a dentist and these were teeth, they would be getting fillings. So I'm going to go ahead and swap those out for you. I'll go obviously clean, polish all this up too while I'm at it. But I just wanted to show you. I don't know how well you can see. You see how they've got those divots in them? I mean, they are super, super close to being worn through because, I mean, they're not thick to begin with. So to have that much wear, they are not long for this world. So we'll let them go out to greener pastures and get some new guys in here for you. But class, what do you think? When you see this here, the state of the commutator or the barrel surface there, what do you think? I think probably there's been some electrical conduction loss or voltage loss or drop just because of the state of things. And, this is oxidation and arcing through the years. That'll happen. I think that's part of the slow engine, a contributing factor at least. So we will keep exploring. Also, just kind of cool to see these weights. They would recycle everything at American Flyers. So these metal circles would have been from engine construction or track construction, any sort of metal offcuts. That's that they ended up in as the weights, and then to glue everything together was plastic. And so who knows? This could have been a batch of boxcars that came out wrong. So why not remelt them, add some metal, turn them into weights? Makes a lot of sense. So at this point, I've got your tender done, at least on the inside and the underside. New fingers all the way around. I've got a new rivet with insulators here for you. Tongue, those are a 3-piece assembly. Underneath has been cleaned, lubricated, polished up. And I also worked on the side trucks a little bit. 3 of the 4 were a little loose, so I tightened those up for you. So there was a lot of tarnish on the reverse barrel. I'm trying to figure out, what might have been leading causes to your motor running so slow. The other thing that I found that was, I would say, unusual is there was a whole bunch of brush dust here on the trailing truck, right on top. I mean, it was piled up thick. So I'm not sure. Yeah, you've got your sections between your armature fields are completely impacted or compacted with brush dust. So that probably has decreased the efficiency of your armature. In a sense kind of shorts it out. So I'm going to clean those out and I will test it just to see how it turns out. It may be fine. Oftentimes once those grooves are cleaned out, they snap right back to life. But I can see there's a pretty good channel worn on this thing, so it's going to get a little attention from my lathe. Another thing that happened is this. Your brush plate holder was so dirty. I was using a rag just to try and get some of it cleaned up. I got it all over my hands, just big chunks of black, and found that this barrel is, well, it's loose. And so that could also be a contributing factor to bad performance. If this was partially pushed back, it might have been that your brush wasn't getting pushed up very well on the communicator surface. Let me try that again. Commutator surface. All right. Let's see. We've got good. Yeah, axles seem to roll okay, so that's not an issue. Another thing here, as you may or may not be aware, when I was taking the shell loose, here were your 2 screws holding the shell, and I thought, uh-oh, and this one was at an angle. So that immediately told me there was something going on, because I'm smart like that. And here's what's going on. We got a post that's fractured pretty good, and then this one has a crack in it. But because the piece is here, and because I can kind of pull this back together, well, if I don't drop the pieces down, I'm going to go ahead and get some JB Weld, and I'm just going to lather this guy up. I'm going to fill it all in, and then I'll drill it back out, and then it'll hold the screw really well. And I'll kind of do the same thing here. That's a lot simpler than putting in new posts. So I wanted to let you know about that. That, I guess, is where we're at the moment. So I saw someone had done a little bit of work on this field here at the top. The wiring, again, neither here nor there, just an observation. In case you weren't sure, let's take a look at the date on your engine shell here. May. That sure looks like 55, which these were made between 54 and 57. So that would line up. It's a little hard to see what that first number is, but the second one definitely is a 5. 9 something 5, or 955 is what it's got to be. So anyhow, there you go. All right, back to the work. Hi, Kenneth. This is your engine. I have been through it and serviced it and cleaned it. And the same is true with the boxcar and the gondola. So with the engine, I put new fingers in the reverse unit. I put a proper rivet with insulators here at the front for the drawbar. Of course, clean, polished everything up. Wiring was fine, so I didn't do anything with that. The motor, well, you had mentioned the motor was slow, and it sure was. And there's a couple things that I think were contributing to that. Number one is just the normal oxidation that happens on the reverse unit and the fingers. I mean, they were very, very tarnished. So obviously that's going to degrade your contact. I also noticed when I went to clean the clips, the barrel clips here for your brush holders, that one of those had a bunch of oil in it. And that's not going to be conductive. So that would be another inhibiting factor. But I think overall the biggest issue was the plates, the grooves between the plates on the commutator surface were filled in with basically what happens with brushes as they wear. And that can, and usually does, do a little bit of current passing. So you lose some power. It kind of is a mild short on your armature or commutator. So that, I think those three things combined led to some issues. I noticed after I was doing the cleaning that it looks like at some point the front of this engine suffered a little bit of damage here where the headlight is. I'm not sure that I could help with that at all, but I thought I'd mention it to you. What else? I think that's about it on the... Oh, I put a new bulb in for you in the headlight. Okay, on this box car, 2 side frames were loose, so I glued those for you. Put one new coupler on this one, and then here on your gondola, I provided and installed one missing wheel set and the new coupler on the back. I also cleaned these. I don't know if you can tell or not. This black gunk inside here was really hard to get out. I got a lot of it, but obviously I didn't get it all. But anyhow, just kind of did a general clean for you. So let's go ahead and get some video of your engine running. Whoa, looks like our coupler didn't want to hold together. Let's pull that back here and take a look at that. I think that's one of the new couplers I put on. So well, I thought they were aligned properly, but maybe not. Actually, the tender coupler was the one that was hanging down a little bit, so I lifted that. It might have happened in shipping. I didn't see it. Your reverse unit works pretty good in the tender. It's a little, I mean, it takes a little bit more power to get it to throw, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's out of the norm. I've been spoiled recently with working on some really early flyer engines, and those reverse units tend to trip almost right away when you give them power. So, yeah. So this is marching right up my 4+% grade. A little bit of spinning, but to be expected with such a light engine. But it doesn't have to work real hard. You got a great looking engine here, and runs very nicely. I hope you're happy with it, Ken.